Come on, students, let's worship. Come on. Let's go. I see you. Come on. Praise me within the silences the enemy. Praise me within that conquers all anxieties. Hey, let it rise. Let praise arise. We sing your name in the dark and it changes everything. We sing with all we are and we claim your victory. Come on, let me hear you. Let it rise. Let praise arise. Hey! We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. The God of breakthroughs on our side, forever lifted up. With all creation cry, God, we pray. Lift it up. Oh, we praise you, yeah. Come on. Let faith be the song that overcomes the raging sea. Let faith be the song that calms the storm inside of me. Let it rise. Let it rise. Let faith arise. Front to back. We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. The God of breakthroughs on our side, forever lifted up. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. Oh, we praise you, yeah. All right, let's do this together. This is what living looks like. This is what freedom feels like. This is what heaven sounds like. We praise you. Just you. This is what. This is what living looks like. This is what freedom feels like. This is what heaven sounds like. We praise you, we praise. We'll see you break down every wall. We'll watch the giants fall. Fear cannot survive when we praise you. The God of breakthroughs on our side, forever lifted up. With all creation cry, God, we praise you. Oh, we praise you. Oh, we praise you, yeah.
We'll sing this out. You guys know it. Come on. But it couldn't fill me. A man's empty praise and treasures of faith are never enough. You guys know it. Come on. Then you came along and you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better. Come on. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. I know it's true. I'm not afraid to show the God of the valley. There's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Lift your voice as we sing. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. This moment we celebrate everything He's done for us. Come on, let's be excited as we sing this. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. Sing. You're the one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who
Why should I worry what tomorrow brings and place my hope in temporary? If all that I'm holding were to slip away, still I'm held by one whose name will never fade. If all I have is I have all I. If all I have is we have everything. We have everything. We got all we need. He's all we need. And here in your presence, there is always peace that surpasses all I know and all I see. 'Cause you are my treasure. You're worth more to me. give us the bravery to sing these words. There's nothing else, no better thing. You're all I want, you're all I need. There's nothing, no, you're all. Let's be brave tonight, come on. There's nothing else, no better thing. You're all I want, you're all I need. There's nothing else, no better thing. You're all I want, you're all I need. Cause if all I have is Jesus, I have all I need. Do you believe it? Come on. Cause if all I have is Jesus, I have everything. If all I have is Jesus, we just want you. I have all I need, all we need. If all I have is Jesus, I have everything. I have everything. I have.
Dream got broken, seemed like all was lost. What would be the future? Could you pay the cost? You wonder, will there ever be a second time around?
When the tears are over and the moment has come, say, my Lord, I think I found someone. You know it will be better 'cause you're putting it together for the second time around. Step by step, day by day, fresh start over, different hands to play. Time will tell, but you know what they say. We'll make it better.
Second time around.
That is a great Jake impersonation.
Oh no, I just got this humongous cold.
No, I'm telling you, man, like you sound just like Jake after 12 beef and cheddars from Arby's.
No way. My body's a temple. I don't put anything in it that isn't completely healthy, except for the occasional double king egg chili cheese bacon burger.
Now you really sound like Jake. Have you ever thought about being a student pastor?
Wow, great idea. Yeah?
Listen, I'm offended. I'm offended by that. Arby's still slaps. I gotta say this. I was in a car. I drove from Michigan to here on Friday. Well, it took 2 days, I guess, like 27 hours. We drove Friday night, late at night, my wife and I, we stopped. At Arby's, baby. Stopped at Arby's. And I think it was a joke at first, but I think you need to realize they don't make bad sandwiches. There's not one sandwich on their entire menu that isn't delicious. And if we don't leave this place and go straight to Arby's, you got nothing out of this message tonight. All right, when I was in college, first day of college, I show up to play football, and we're all carted in. We got these weird gray shirts on, these weird short gray shorts on. Before short gray shorts were cool, this is like embarrassing at the time. And so we're all funneled in. We're like cattle. We're smashing. There's like 60, 70 of us. And we're carted in, and we go down the stairs into this gross, nasty, grimy, disgusting weight room. And it was perfect. Listen, if you work out at a nice gym, you're not getting stronger. That's a real thing. If you're at Lifetime, you're not getting better. You're not getting any better. There has to be nastiness all around you to make gains. And if you know what it is, you know what it is. That's where you make gains, and just nasty stuff. So we're in this gross, nasty weight room. We're all piled in there. It smells nasty. It's humid. There's like just a coat of sweat on the floor, the whole floor. Like you could skate on it. It's nasty. And they pile us in, and it's our first day. We're all a bunch of freshmen. And if you go to play a sport in college, what's crazy about it is everybody that shows up the first day thinks they're awesome because they were the best person on their high school team. Every single person that shows up in college day one thinks they were the deal because they were the best one on their high school team. And all of a sudden you show up and everybody's doing this little like pecking order thing. You're trying to figure out where you fit in the rankings. And we all file in, and the coach tells us, hey, here's what we're gonna do. First things first, we're all gonna get on the bench press, and you're gonna do your max reps at 225. And this is how you're gonna decide what weight room group you're in. So we get in there, and there's a 185 bench, and there's 225 benches. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm doing the 185 bench. I ain't stepping down to that level. I gotta like suck it up and do 225. And you're all kind of watching people go. And there's some of the older guys, the seniors, spotting behind. And I'm biding my time. I didn't want to go too early, didn't want to go too late. I got up there, I do my reps. I didn't embarrass myself. Like, oh, I belong here. A guy goes up after me, and he lays down on the 225 bench, and you already are like, man, I hope you can do this. I hope you can do this. There's a lot of people watching you. And he gets in there, he gets under the bench, he takes it off the rack, and it hits him on the chest. And listen, if you in the gym, you know like that ain't coming up. Like he ain't getting that back to the top. And the spotter gives him a second, like a pity second, like maybe you can do it. No shot, he could do it. He's struggling. And the guy who I later learned his name was Jake Visser. He was a senior football player where I went. He was the spotter. And he grabs the 225 bar, and he curls it once off the top of this dude. And everybody's like, oh no. And then he's like, you know what, I'll do it again. He curls it again, 225, just straight barbell, 225, 2 plates either side. And instantly everybody in the room knows that's the guy in charge. That's the guy who is doing everything on this team. And I later find out he's the captain. I go out to practice the next day, and I'm on the scout team offense, and it's my job to block this guy. And when I say block, I more mean like just try to stay in his way for as long as humanly possible. He's just throwing me aside. And this dude was everything I wanted to be in a football player. I looked up to him. I saw what he did, and he was an incredible leader. He was a captain. People listened to him and followed him. And I watched him grow, and I watched him lead, and I was like, man, I want to be you. When I'm older, I want an opportunity to be a leader on this team. And fast forward to my senior year, I was voted a captain. I was excited about it, and there was the moment where they announced the captains, and they said my name. And I think I thought I was just going to be only excited. Like, man, this is what I've been working for. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. I want to lead. I want to change the culture. But instead, if I was honest, man, there's this feeling of nervousness. This feeling of like, man, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I can live up to the dreams that I had about this. And if you've been in this space before, the thing that you wanted, the thing that you were looking for is finally in front of you. Instead of being super excited about it, you're kind of like, oh no, I have it. What do I do? Maybe some of you wanted to be up on this stage playing a game, and 2 weeks ago you got up here and they handed you an ear of corn and you had to eat raw corn, and you're like, I'm not sure if this is what I wanted to do with my life. I'm swapping cob with some guy next to me. It's weird, but this is what I'm doing. Maybe you play basketball And listen, you're solid. You're like 6 or 7 out of 5. You don't understand basketball. But you'd love to start. You'd love to be the guy they count on. And you've been working at it, you've been practicing. That's what you want. You want to get an opportunity, you want to get a shot. And the coach finally gives you one, and you go out to the first game, and they're about to tip the ball, and you should be ecstatic. Dude, listen, if you're not at Peoria, some guy might have died over here sneezing. It is the loudest sneeze I've ever heard in my entire life. And you feel like you should be excited, but what instead is happening is you're super nervous. Hey, what if I'm actually not good enough? What if I mess up? What if I get past the ball and I don't make the layup? And you're in the moment, you're staring down the thing that you thought you always wanted, but right when it's in front of you, you're like, I don't know. Been practicing your instrument for your entire life, and you want the solo, you need the solo, and you finally get the solo, and you practice for the solo, and now you're out in front of everybody, it's time to do the actual solo. And you're just not as excited about it as you thought you would be. And I think there's a moment for all of us. We've been given a mission. When we're right in front of a dream we've had, we have a task that we need to accomplish, that we have an opportunity to either just step forward into the unknown and attack. We can just kind of back away and hope no one notices us. Hope no one reminds us that we actually said we were going to do that thing, like no one follows up. There's a dude in the Bible who was in this spot. His name's Joshua, and Joshua was put in charge of all of the Israelites. And that's cool, that's exciting. And the reason he's probably nervous is the person that led the Israelites before him was this guy named Moses. And even if you don't ever go to church, even if this is your very first time, you probably heard of Moses. Moses is like a Bible OG. Like one of the all-time greats of the Bible. This is the dude, all the Israelites were enslaved by the Egyptians. Moses got these people out. He, with God's help, brought plagues, brought all these things down on the Egyptians. Pharaoh was like, y'all, you can leave. They leave on their way out. Pharaoh decides, just kidding, I want you back. They go to the Red Sea. You probably heard this story before. And Moses is like, man, we can't go around the Red Sea. What if we walk right through it? And he parts the Red Sea, water everywhere. And they walk through on dry ground, and Pharaoh's crew is like, we got you. And I don't know, that's what I feel like they sounded like. We got you. They're going through. And right where we're in the middle of the Red Sea, Moses is like, got you. And all the water comes back and gets them. And they're covered up and they're drowned. Moses rescued this whole group of people. This is the same Moses that was given the 10 Commandments, the one we still read about. And Moses was supposed to take the Israelites to the Promised Land. The Promised Land is the land that God was going to give to his people. Hey, I'm going to show that I am faithful by giving you this space. But the Israelites let him down. They weren't following God. And God's like, just kidding, you can't go, you have to wait. And what sucks for Moses, he had to wait so long that he actually died. And that brings us to Joshua. And I wasn't there, but I imagine if I'm Joshua and I'm second in command to Moses, I've been dying to get a shot. I've been dying to lead these people. I want to use the gifts that God's given me to make an impact with the Israelites. And now you have an opportunity. It's been handed to you. Moses passed away, and God shows up on Joshua's doorstep, and basically he's like, hey, it is now time to go into the land that I promised you. And I bet that Joshua felt a lot like me. Felt a lot like you. The dream that he had was right in front of him, and now he's a little scared. Am I going to mess this up? Am I going to do the right thing? And I know this because if you open up to Joshua, the book of Joshua, named after Joshua, the Bible's good at this sometimes, guys. Make it easy for you. First book of Joshua says this. It says it 4 different times. God is telling Joshua the plan for him. Hey, you're going to go into this place. You're going to take it over. We're going to live in this land. And 4 different times in this first chapter, I love this. God says this to Joshua. Be strong and courageous. He says again, be strong and courageous. Hey, maybe you missed it. I'll say it again. Be strong and courageous. And he says it one more time, be strong and courageous. Because I would imagine that Joshua, he knows what he's supposed to do. But he's a little nervous. I think a lot of us in this room and across the valley are coming up on a season where all the things that we said we were about at camp are about to be put to the test. Come Wednesday, Monday, this week when your school starts, you're about to walk back into the unknown. Walk back into the place that has the temptations that you thought you could avoid. Walk back into the place that has the people that you were trying not to talk to. Walk back into the place that has the friend that you said at camp you were going to invite to church, you just haven't seen them yet this summer. And you're probably a little bit like Joshua, like, I don't know. Maybe if I just back away from those things I said. I didn't actually mean it. I didn't mean it in Flagstaff. I can't really follow through on that. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. And you have an opportunity to walk into something hard that has the potential, if you work at it, to change your life. And maybe you know exactly what that thing you need to do is. Maybe you wrote it down. Maybe it's in your phone. Maybe you told your coach. But I also think there's a big chunk of us that just have this general idea that we'd love to be a Christ-centered difference maker this year. I'd love to learn more about Jesus. I'd love to make a difference. I'd love to impact my school, my team, my teachers, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, sister. I just don't really know how. I don't really have a plan. I just hope it kind of happens. And here's what I have to tell you. This series, we're going to do something a little bit different. At the end of this series, when you meet with your small group, I'm going to hand your coach a list. And that list has 10 things on it. 10 challenges, 10 tasks, 10 missions, if you will, that I think if you committed to following through on, could change your life. But here's the deal, those missions aren't easy. They're not going to be something that you just like wake up like, got this. They're going to push you. They're going to make you uncomfortable. They're going to hopefully teach you about your relationship with Jesus and give you an opportunity to impact the people around you. Listen, I'm not going to tell you what those 10 are, but I'm going to tell you 3 that we didn't choose. Just to wrap your brain around what you're looking for. One of them would be this. Hey, memorize Matthew chapters 5 through 7. Recite it in front of your small group at the end of the year and share with them the things that you learned from that experience. Another one could be this. Between now and the end of the year, spend 1 hour each week in complete silence. During that silence, stay off your phone, journal your thoughts, share your experience. During the next year, visit a nursing home once a month. Get to know the people there. Talk to them. Know their name. Remember who they are. Pray for them. Oh, it's getting serious. Pursuing Jesus might be kind of tricky. Take out your phones quick. Open up your notes app. Write step by step on it. Underneath it, here's what I want. Every campus, I want you to write a number 1 to 10. 10 being, I'm ready for the challenge. Whatever's on that sheet, I'm doing it. Count me down right now. 1 being like, no shot, I ain't coming that week. And be honest, don't lie to yourself. I ain't looking at this. Don't put a 10 if you're not a 10. Be honest. Where are you actually at? What are you actually down to accomplish this year? Are you actually willing to push yourself a little bit, to step into something that's uncomfortable? And then underneath that, take 30 seconds, not that long, maybe. Can you just be honest? How do you feel about your answer? Are you happy with the number that you put down? You proud of the 3 you wrote down? And if you are, that's okay, just be honest. Could your life be different? What would have to happen to move that number up? Students, man, I think, your student pastors think, your coaches know, this year could be crazy. This year could be the year that you change your school. My question for you is, when given the opportunity to do something big, when given the opportunity to lead, to be given a mission, to be given a challenge, to be given a task, are you willing to be strong and courageous? These next 2 weeks, we're going to follow the story of Joshua and hopefully learn some things that will help and equip you for what's coming. So I'm going to leave you with this before we go throw water balloons. My question is simply this. Hey, you ready? And when given the opportunity, are you going to be someone that attacks it? You're just going to be someone that backs away quietly. Let me pray for y'all. Dear Jesus, you got big things planned for this student ministry. Wild things are coming, and I'm so excited just thinking about it. Hopefully some of these students were in our adult services this weekend and just saw how cool it is to be a part of a church that values their generation. Let's not be students that wait. We don't need to wait till we're older to make a difference. We don't have to wait till next year. Let's make a difference right now. Let's be students that are fired up and excited about pursuing Jesus, and so much so that it just bleeds into everything that we do. God, you're incredible. We love you. Let us be Christ-centered difference makers. Amen.